This is LTV.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
Hello and welcome to Inside Leominster. My name is Dean Mazzarola, Mayor for the city, and yes, we're live on this winter solstice. The longest day-night of the year. There's more darkness than there is daylight, but we celebrate it because everyone likes a good celebration, and, well, tomorrow starts the turning the other way, right? Look on the bright side, because it is actual National Look on the Bright Side Day today, Scott. Yes, and the reason it's called that is because beginning tomorrow and every day after, it gets lighter and lighter until we get to the longest day of the year, which is called summer, or summer, but summer in New England, and that comes up in June, and that would be in fact the longest day of the year. So we're only flip side away, right? So we're 6 months to the day. And it is the winter solstice. And a lot going on tonight. If you can make it to the Doyle Reservation on Abbott Ave, they're having actually at 4:30, I think, or 5 at the public library, they're having a solstice walk. The moon is very bright, lots of stars, the sky is clear. Bundle up if you're heading out. And then I think, I forget what time it is that they're having one at the Doyle Reservation, but they're having one at the Doyle Reservation. I think it's 6 is what I think. And anyway, so we're live this afternoon, as we are each and every Thursday. And last week, good show. We had tons of kids. I'm sorry if we missed any of the kids calling for Santa. And we had Santa for 1 hour, as we usually do on each and every holiday Christmas season. And he took lots of calls from kids, and we thank him for that. And he flew literally right out of here at 7:30 last Thursday night. So we will be here next Thursday night, right? We're going to do a show next Thursday night, but tonight we're waiting for Jerry Caruso. Don't hurry, Jerry. We got plenty to talk about. And Jerry will be here any time now. And Stephanie, my daughter, will be here. We'll be talking about traditions, right? People's traditions for the holiday. And we just went through Hanukkah, and it was filled with traditions, both religious and sort of family traditions on how they celebrate that. We have Kwanzaa coming up, and how do you celebrate, or where do you celebrate it? Is there certain things that you do? And so we'll be talking about that. And you can give us a call if you'd like, 978-534-1626. Art, his wife, has been ill, but she's been in and out of the hospital, in and out. But from what I understand is she's out at rehab again and doing well. And we wish them well. She's had some real challenges. Just when we thought they had things under control, and had to go back into the hospital and back to rehab. But looks like things are good. And I did talk with Art yesterday, the day before, and George himself, who calls, had some strange health problems over the weekend, but he called me, let me know he's back up and running, and going to be doing some rehab, and not happy to hear during the holidays, but these are tough people. Caller, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, sir.
Wow, I was just talking about you.
I hope it was good.
Well, I was just saying our reader had some health problems, but she's getting...
Oh, my God, 25 days to this day.
That poor thing, huh?
She went in December 1st.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's still a battle. I mean, she's in Sterling now at that beautiful site right off of 190. and I got to give a hats off to them. It's very nice, clean, polite, professional, and she's hooked up to more stuff and looks like a computer room.
Really? Still, huh?
Yeah, but what happened, she had a surgery and then caught an infection, then she caught a blood infection, and that's what really took over. And that's the worst you can have. It was septic or something, and
Right. That's dangerous.
they're giving her IVs twice a day, heavy doses, and her white cells are the ones they're watching, white blood cells. But we'll get through it. We'll get through with it. We're going to celebrate wherever she is. We're going for Christmas, and
Yep.
I know she won't be home. So
No, that's okay.
I hope
That's
to yours and everybody. I appreciate all the get wells, etc. And tough time of year to have somebody get sick. But
it is, but you know what? Your best gift could be for her to get better.
Yep,
Right.
and I think there's one thing is a great tradition. You were talking about traditions, and it rang a bell with me that coming from a Yankee background, quote unquote, Caban, pasta was in a can. The Italian tradition that I learned by marrying one was that if it rains out, they bring food. They always bring food to something. And since Rita's been hospitalized, it's a good thing I got a freezer. They've been lined up with Tupperware, friends and neighbors and
Yeah, that's what I heard.
daughter, and it's been unbelievable. And I want to thank them personally for that. And with that, I'll say Merry Christmas to everybody and good health to everybody.
Merry Christmas, and tell Rita we're all plugging for her back here in 014.
I will. And thank you for your support. It meant a lot to her. I gave her some messages from you, and it believe me, it brought a smile to someone that wasn't smiling. So that says a lot about you.
Well, good.
Thank you again.
Good. We want her to get
Bye-bye.
better. So in a selfish way, so she can start making those homemades again.
Oh, you can say that again.
See?
Good night.
Good night, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday. Kwanzaa coming up when next week? Next Tuesday starts Kwanzaa. And it's however people celebrate the holiday. So let's see, 978-534-1626. And we'll take a short break, as we always do, right about this time after we talk to Art. And then we'll be right back. We'll be talking about some projects around the city. Great response from everybody about the lights we have downtown, the sleighs that we added, and the dinosaur. And we'll talk more about that when we come back here at Inside Leominster. 978-534-1626. Be right back. No, please don't. There you go, and we're back here inside Leominster. That was the Festival of Trees, and I'll tell you, people came right in. Anybody that bid on the trees as of 6 o'clock on Monday night, they started coming in right away. Tuesday morning, Wednesday, and then today. And there were a few trees left if people want to stop in, but they came immediately. They came in after their trees. And I just want to say thank you to everyone. Let me tell you, we have collected more toys and food and money for different organizations and gift cards than I've ever seen in my 30 years. Honestly, we had every imaginable nonprofit that was trying to raise, money or collection for toys, bicycles today that we had into City Hall that'll be distributed. And this was a banner year, I could just tell you that. Now, whether it's a result of, I don't know what, coming out of COVID, whether it was the flood, whatever it was, I signed my last thank you card today. There were just piles of thank you cards for people that donated to the flood relief. And from all over the country, people that used to live, you'd be surprised. We say legendary Leominster. People have moved because of jobs or, they're stationed somewhere. Just piles and piles of thank you cards that we sent out. Well, it's taken me a while to sign them. I could just tell you that. So anyway, we're back here, and if you have anything you'd like to add today, just jump in. We're all attention deficit disorder, and so you can jump in at any particular point. We're okay with that. We just pick right up where you left. And the phone number is, again, 978-534-1626. And we're going to do What's Poppin' today. We're doing What's Poppin' later, right?
Yeah, later.
All right, so we're going to do it later. In the meantime, Jerry Caruso, this guy entertained. How many people you think you've entertained over your time as a comedian? About 20,000?
500,000.
Really?
Maybe. Yeah, that's a big
that
crowd.
Many?
Yeah. I did this fair once in Maine. I could count all the teeth. No, I'm just kidding. There was at least 400 or 500 people.
Wow. So there you go. You add it all up over all those years.
Yeah, it could be 500,000. Yeah.
And my daughter's here today, Stephanie Madrigal Mazzarella.
Yes.
The other way around.
Stephanie Mazzarella Madrigal. Stephanie
I'm here for
Madrigal
moral
Mazzarella.
support.
She's here for and
No,
we're
she's
just going to be
not.
talking about tradition, because Jerry had called and said, the holidays are here, we should talk about tradition, because there are a lot of funny things, especially about the Italian tradition. The things that we do that when you bring somebody foreign into the process, they think, why can't you just have one fish?
Yeah.
Or
Well,
two,
you have 7, yeah.
or 3, or even 4?
Yeah.
Why 7? And you try to explain to them, well, we give up meat.
Right.
We give up meat for the holiday. That's the way we celebrate it. It's part of the Roman Catholic tradition.
True.
In the 7 fishes. It doesn't mean that you have to have all 7 fishes in one night.
No.
You could spread these out, You don't have to have more. So let's see if I can remember. Mussels, shrimp, scallops, halibut, like a fish like that, like I guess codfish would be okay. Let's see, what's that, 4 or 5, and what else?
Calamari.
Calamari.
Yeah,
Oh, how do I
calamari,
forget
yeah.
that one? That's my
Calamari
favorite.
has to be there, yeah.
Yep.
So you get them all together, and then my mother always liked to do smelts.
My mother did that too.
Smelts.
Oh, God.
Smelts were important. Stephanie,
Boy,
you like
that
them?
word
I
fit
think
it.
I think that died out of my generation.
Yeah.
Of
The only thing I don't
kids
like
and
about them
family.
is having to take the bone out of them.
Yep.
Because I
Yep.
can eat them faster than you could take the bone out.
Yep, the bone. My mother used to bribe us. If we didn't eat the fish, we wouldn't get the pizza, because she made a pizza after that. She's
Right.
smart.
Well, you
Smart
gotta
cookie.
have the
The balance.
multiple dinners too.
Right.
You can't just have one.
Yeah, you have to have many.
Yeah.
Well, that's now we're going into Christmas.
Right.
Right.
You can't have one main course. It's going to be 2 or 3.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah,
And my
and-
mother was like that. Her
I-
table would be full. And
All
there'd
the
be-
time.
Yep.
Yeah, I could think of going to my father's relatives, and it would start on like Friday night, no matter, just a regular weekend, and end Sunday night. And the adults would never leave I'd go to sleep, I'd wake up in the morning, and they'd be right back there at the kitchen table, eating again. Everybody
Yep.
would be eating again.
Well, the best part is you'd have dinner, and you'd have the paisans do it. Then we have salad, ensalada. Okay, that's fine. And then you'd eventually have dessert. You'd be rushed to have the dessert because the women wanted to clean up. And I'm not trying to categorize things. But then an hour later, they're in the living room saying, "What are we going to eat now?"
Yeah,
They
what
want
do
to
you
eat
want now?
again, and it like an hour and a half has elapsed.
There has to be a siesta in there.
Yeah, well, I was just
somewhere.
There's
thinking,
no siesta.
you
There
got to
has
have
to
a
be-
nap in there
yeah,
at
there's
some
definitely
point.
bodies all over the
Because
couch.
when you wake up, then
Good.
you start eating again.
Right.
Good luck. They're all arguing. When they're arguing, how do you get to sleep? That
there's-
Nixon. Oh, he's terrible. Oh, Kennedy was better. Go on and on and on.
Hey, you know what? One of the most photographed pictures requested of all time is of any picture. It's Elvis Presley when he went to the White House with Richard Nixon.
No way.
Yes, it's a fact. It was one of the most requested. Well, just think how odd that combination was. When you had David Bowie and Bing Crosby.
Yeah, singing. But
that was
worked.
odd.
That
And
worked.
everybody said that was
Yeah,
around
yeah.
it said it was really odd. Like when the two walked in the room, they were like, wonder
Like
how
polar
this is going to
opposites?
work out.
Yeah,
Like,
because
this
Elvis
is-
and Nixon,
Yeah, this is
Man,
kinda
how you doing? And he's there, shake, rattling, and rolling.
Yeah,
he's
shake,
not going to do
rattle,
that.
and roll. And I'm not a
It's
crook.
like, I'm not a crook. I am not a crook, yes.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Dino.
Hey, it's Crystal. How did I know it was you?
Because
She's
you always
laughing.
recognize my voice.
What's going? Of course I know it's you. Everybody knows you.
Yeah. Did we tell Stephanie I got Employee of the Month at Hannaford?
Yes, I told
You
her.
did. Congratulations.
Employee of the month. Everybody
That's
came outside.
amazing.
It was like this big event. Yeah, it was a
Wow.
big deal. They had all these
Yeah.
people, like the whole store was there, and customers, and every customer that walked by while we were doing this with the carriage was going, "Hi, Crystal. Hi, Crystal."
Aw.
Poor manager Mark
I
is
got,
standing
I,
there.
got a, I got a Christmas card from an employee.
See? Well, good for you. That's because she's got that photographic memory. Don't ever owe her money. She'll never forget that, right, Crystal?
Yeah. Yes, Merry Christmas, you guys.
Merry
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Yeah, so that's like one of the most requested. But I was looking at, kind of music and how people teamed up with each other. And I thought, if you listen to David Bowie and you listen to Bing Crosby, you might think they spent months rehearsing.
Yeah.
And I guess they came in, they sat down on the piano,
Yep.
they started talking, and they started filming it. Immediately, they said, let's just see what happens. We can always edit this later. It's not live.
That's
And
interesting.
so they just kept rolling film, and they talked and got comfortable, and next thing you know, they start singing, just harmonizing and singing, and it became, I think, one of the best.
Well, it's that juxtaposition of the generations. It's the
Right.
like straight collar, like.
Well, didn't Lady Gaga do that?
I was just gonna say Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett.
Tony
Tony
Bennett.
Bennett, yeah.
She teamed
And they
up
say
with
the
him.
same thing. They came
Yeah.
in, they
Yeah.
just kind of, the chemistry, somebody must have had some foresight of,
Somebody's manager.
somebody must have
Somebody's
said,
publicist.
let's hook these two up because I know both of them, and I'll bet you when I sit them both down,
It'll be
the
magic.
chemistry will be there.
Getting off the topic of Christmas, when you say people have to come in and rehearse, so there's a British rock and roll where they have to call Prince's Trust, where they do late in the year, and all these musicians gather. People from the Beatles, Eric Clapton, it goes on and on. Well, they're all doing some kind of song, and they all did it together. They told Prince, you got to rehearse with us, like Paul McCartney. So he goes, no, I'll be there. He just showed up at the end, knew the song, knew the chords, did his solo, and just knocked it out of the park. But that's what kind of talented person that Prince was. But it's like,
There's so many great Prince
Yeah,
stories.
yeah, go on,
so
yeah.
many.
Yeah, so many what?
No, I
Prince
can't
stories?
tie any into Christmas.
Stories
but like,
or
just
songs?
stories about Prince.
So how about the fact that he left $150 million on the table with no will?
Yeah.
How about that one, Jerry?
Sounds about
Insane.
right.
They're still fighting about that. He's from
That's
Minnesota.
insane.
Yeah.
I
that's
saw
right.
him.
Oh, I remember
This is my famous interaction with Prince. So I'm walking down. It's cold, and I'm walking in front of the Ritz. They don't call it the Ritz anymore.
No, it's not.
What is it, like the Four Seasons or something?
No, Four Seasons across the street. They call it something else. I don't remember what, but they call it something else. So I could see some people like standing around the entrance, just standing there. Wasn't a million of them, but I just so happened to be just like walk right at that very point when he comes out. He's got this big fur coat on.
Yeah, that's him.
And he's just a little guy. And he got this
not
fur
that big.
coat on. And I said, look, it's Prince. And he looked over and gave everybody a quick wave. And he like dotted. He could jump in that car like nothing. Like he jumped in.
get in it.
He flew in.
He walked in. He just,
It takes skills. It
yeah,
takes
he just kind
skills.
of, like, he's small, you know, but I can't help but to think the guy left 150 million.
That's crazy.
And that was after that was like, didn't even count the record collection that he had and everything else in between, so.
But I remember when we were kids growing up, what did we watch? The Dean Martin Christmas special, Andy Williams
There are no
Christmas
more
special.
specials on TV anymore.
No, Perry Como, Bing Crosby, anybody.
Faithfully, my brother Marco, faithfully would get the TV guide on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because that's when it came out.
That's right.
And go immediately to the specials and the sports stuff. But the specials, like what was going to be the special.
Yeah, there were a lot of
The
good ones.
variety.
And so I
Kinda.
asked him the other night, I said, are there any, because I watch very little TV, so I
Hardly,
said, are there
hardly.
any more like specials on?
No.
And he said, nah, they had, what do you call them, not the Trans-Siberian, they had the Mormon, the
Tabernacle?
Tabernacle was
Choir,
on the
yeah.
other night, which was really nice. They did a nice job. And, but other than that,
That's
there's
nothing.
the tree lighting in Boston.
It's cable. Like, no one
Yeah,
has cable. Well, a lot of people do, but
People, anybody that's watching now, actually people can
Do it in
watch it.
Leominster. Do it in Leominster.
People can watch it right here from my phone. Imagine
Do it,
that.
Yeah.
do it in Leominster.
No, but
have
look,
something.
we're on my phone.
Yeah, yeah.
That is remarkable.
Right.
Think
It is
about
remarkable. But still, they should have that because the family ethic of just sitting around watching TV is
Yeah.
still cool.
Yeah, there's nothing to
Yeah.
get together for. Like, hey, guess what's
Right.
coming on?
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
you can just watch anything at any point, at any
I'll
time.
stream it later. It's like, pfft,
Yeah.
come on. I don't stream. I want to see it live. I want to be right there. I saw that.
Well, one good thing is we don't watch much TV, but we can watch like fragments, like little segments, like
Yeah.
10, 15 minutes at a time. You
Yep.
couldn't do that before. You either watched it or you didn't. And then, maybe they'd then they came out with repeats, right?
Yeah,
Remember they
that's
had
true.
like repeats
Yeah.
of shows?
Yep.
But after that, now you could turn on the TV and watch Barney Fife at any minute.
Yeah, you could,
any episode that you
TV
want.
Land, you go into that and get anything.
What we need, this world needs, is another Haney, like from Green Acres.
Oh,
we
I
need
like
another
that.
Haney.
Mr. Haney, yeah.
That could be a Christmas
just want
song.
another
We
Don
need
Knotts.
another Haney.
Yeah.
We need another Haney. Right? Did you remember him, Haney?
Yeah.
is
Green
that the
Acres?
goof? Is that Gomer
He's-
Pyle?
No,
No.
Haney's the
Who's
guy
that?
Gomer was on.
He has his own show. Yeah, he has his own show.
He was on. Yeah.
But before his own show.
Gomer Pyle, and then he was on Andy Griffin.
Yes.
Andy Griffin, yes, he started off in Andy Griffin.
Right.
you know.
And so all those things made for good TV, but now you can watch whatever episode you want. If
On
you know.
demand.
Mr. Haney was on two shows, Petticoat Junction
And
and
Green
Green
Acres.
Acres. Yeah,
Right.
Green Acres was incredibly
I never watched
such
that
a goofy.
one.
Look it up. It's goofy. It's
I know about
It's goofy funny. It's goofy
It
funny.
had every character
Yes, it did.
was just like, how do you, it's like Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, yeah.
How do they find every single character that's
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
Or Last Man Standing, like every single
that's
character.
true.
Jay Leno was in Last Man Standing.
So, see, what these cable stations should do is get all the Christmas shows of all these famous shows. Whether it be,
You mean the streaming networks? Or you're
Yes.
saying live?
it would have to be the streaming
Yeah.
networks.
Like
Just
last
have
night,
them
I
all.
Like cable.
I Googled the best old radio Christmas shows
Yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
all time. And all night long, that's what was playing in my,
Oh, that's nice.
in my ear. I could listen
nice.
to that.
Can I just say something about that? So when I was growing up, now when you're a kid, anything your parents listen to or do is strange. So like, he had me listen.
If you have me as a father,
Yeah, it's even-
everything is
it's
strange.
strange.
Let's go. Let me just take this phone call. You could
How do you know? Oh,
kinda-
it's blinking.
Yeah. Caller, welcome to the show. Hello.
Hey, Dean, welcome. Merry Christmas. It's Joshua Klaus, a.k.a. Joshua Sander.
Hey, Josh, a.k.a. Sandra. You sent me a card this week.
I did.
Thank you.
He's good.
I just wanted to say I hope you guys have a great Christmas. Stephanie, it's great to see you. I haven't seen you in decades. You look great.
Thank you.
'cause she's
Nice
nice
to
to
hear
me.
from you.
Yeah, you guys are old now, Josh.
Well, no.
No more kids.
I know.
You're old with kids and adults with adult. Now you have to make adult decisions. See, that's the problem. Is once you become an adult, and it's suddenly life gets serious.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? My son is at Munster High School, and he's going to be a junior next year.
Yeah, he's like.
How is that
16.
possible? We're only 29.
Well, yeah, yes, that's
Right?
right. That's right.
Well, Merry Christmas, Josh.
Right?
Thanks.
You look great for 29.
Yeah.
I remember that.
All right, everyone. Have a great one.
Merry
Christmas,
Christmas.
Josh.
That's all.
Heading back to Massachusetts. I'll see everyone this holiday season.
All right, Josh. See,
We did musicals together.
I know, but see, this is Jerry. This is what happens. As soon as everybody wants to be an adult, but as soon as you get there, it's
Forget
like
it.
as you get older, you get more serious.
What I do like how your kids don't become your kids anymore. Like when your wife says, "You got to go talk to your son," I go, "Isn't it a team thing?
No.
Go talk to your daughter." It's like, wait, isn't it both of us?
And nobody wants to talk to their father.
No.
It's just like yes or no things. Like, hey, Dad, is there? Are you bringing some wood in? Yes, right? There's no conversation with your father. It's no.
Well,
go ahead, Stephanie.
Unless this one's your,
So as we let's go back to that.
It's good.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
it's good.
Right?
It's good. Nah, it's good. I like it.
If I call him and he's giving me one word answers, I'm like, I'll call you back later.
No.
Because that means, but most of the time,
I'm putting it through the filter. Guys have filters, right? We put everything
Guys do
through the
have
filter.
filters, yes. When one answers, he's filtering you.
yeah.
Do you like my hair? Yeah.
I don't
Well,
ever
what
ask
about the way it
them.
was before? Oh, I like that too. Well, did you like it the other way that it was, or did you like it this way? I don't know what to say anymore.
But that's good.
I'm getting
Yes.
reception. Bye.
You like breaking up. Oh,
Breaking up.
darn.
I'm
What was that
trapped.
again?
I'm like,
What was that
there's
again?
no way out. All right. So what were you going to say about listening to what your parents listen
Oh,
to?
parents, weird. Okay, yeah. So he would listen to things that I wasn't interested in mostly, except for like the disco stuff. But he used to put on
Yeah, but tell Jerry, we used to have a full disco in our house. With ball
Love
going,
it. I love it.
speakers.
Yes.
We have a dance-a-thon going on.
prior to Mayor Dino and Police Officer Dino, there was Disco Dino. So all of that stuff made, I don't know why, but they became like fixtures in the house. So
love it.
there were like giant, and at the time, there were giant speakers, like
Flips
5
La
feet
Scalas.
tall.
They were
my
$2,000
two
a piece then.
turntables.
Oh my God.
You know, and I
I used to
don't
run
know.
out my son, and poor kid, I used to hold him and dance with him, make
Oh
sure
my
he was part
God.
of the groove.
But yeah, we used
So
to.
what turned it to disco? Do you guys like disco,
think-
or was it
What
Saturday
happened
Night
is-
Fever that triggered
What
it?
happened is my brother Frank and I used to,
Frank,
during the break down at the Cinema Lounge, we used to spin records between the break.
Ah.
Next door were the theaters, and
Okay.
the movie Saturday Night Live came out.
Oh, Saturday Night
Fever.
Yeah.
Fever.
So
Yeah.
Saturday Night Fever came out, and people would come next door after going to the movies and say, "Hey, can you play this song? Can you play that
Isn't that
song?"
great?
But then all of a sudden, all new music, because I was always not a hardcore rocker,
still.
but and it all came out, and then it just turned into dance and fun and.
Did you or did you not see? You just said that. I'd never heard you talk about that before, but I do remember you telling me that you went to an Alice Cooper concert or you saw him in person.
Alice Cooper.
And
I saw
cannot-
Boston, Chicago. I saw Jethro Tull.
Yeah,
I
me
saw
too.
Diana Ross. I saw a lot of concerts.
Diana Ross, really?
Yeah, Diana
She had a
Ross.
Life Before
that was
Children.
cool.
Life Before Children.
She had this dress. Like they brought her up, like all of a sudden. And
Oh,
then-
the one
we're
spread
talking
out?
30 years ago.
Yeah.
They brought her up, and then they undid her dress like it was all white, and then they showed movies and pictures of her when she was a kid.
Oh, wow.
Like this is as an adult, this is her as a kid,
yeah.
and they brought them together. Eventually, the two films, the two slideshows
Nice.
or whatever. So that was interesting. I went to a lot of concerts.
Can I ask you a question? Are you a Sinatra fan?
Oh, big time.
Oh, are you?
Oh yeah.
Because of him.
Well, she won't
Yes,
admit
but
it.
my husband is also a huge Sinatra fan.
Go see Sal Valentinetti. I just saw him in Beverly. He's like a Sinatra.
Yeah,
big.
yeah.
He won America's Got Talent. Where
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
He's quite an entertainer.
Yeah. Huh.
He's quite an entertainer. Every
Where'd
time
you
he
see him?
talks, Beverly at the Cabot Theater.
Okay.
That was my birthday present. And so he talked to A, and he goes, this next song, he goes, "Hey, how you doing?" That's all he kept saying to people because he's a Jersey guy.
Yeah.
And he mixed Heidi Klum in his songs. He goes, I did it my way, Heidi Klum. And, people would laugh at that, but he's a great entertainer. He did a lot of Christmas songs, which he put such a different spin to them. I'll let you know when he's around. You too. We'll
Love it.
drag him.
Who next? I'm trying to think of the guy on WABC on Sunday nights that does Sinatra. But he was a friend of Sinatra.
Yeah.
And he does, I'm trying to think of who's out there that could do the Google something for me back there, Scott. He does this show on, I think it's WABC on Sunday nights, and it's solely Sinatra or all Sinatra or something. I'm trying to think of his name because he's one of the you know, he was kind of the quasi Rat Pack guy, and he tells the best stories, and he's only on Sunday night.
No kidding.
And he's outstanding. You catch him on your phone.
WABC in New York, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
WABC
is a big station.
ABC or WOR, one of those big stations, and he's on every Sunday night.
You know what's so strange? Frank Sinatra did a lot of Christian songs, and I think he was an atheist too.
Yeah.
Go for
Really?
it. Yep.
Well,
I would never have thought that.
You know, Frank
he did a great
Sinatra-
rendition of Silent Night. Say, wow.
Yes, he did.
All of those.
Excellent.
Yeah.
But he it was interesting because he actually says, and when they interviewed him, that who was it?
Is it Ramsey Mazzata?
No, that's another.
The two that are coming up are Ramsey and Joe Piscopo.
Joe Piscopo.
Joe Piscopo.
Oh,
yes.
he was on Saturday Night Live.
Yes,
He
yes,
does it.
Yep.
He does
and
it.
he was friends with
Every Sunday night
he
he's
does
on.
a great Sinatra.
You
He
cannot
really does.
imagine how
Yep.
good he is. He
Yep.
talks about stories about stuff
Yep.
that there's nobody else to remember. But what a lot of people don't remember is Sinatra was almost like wrapping it up because he was
Yep.
having a hard time migrating to the new
He didn't really
population.
say, yeah.
And Paul Anka wrote him those songs, My
Yep.
Way and all that. That was
Yep,
Paul Anka that wrote.
Paul Anka. So
He's still alive.
This is a good idea for Leominster. You'd have to find a place. A lot of these towns are getting old theaters or even city hall auditoriums, and they're putting on concerts. But I know it isn't big enough. But in my hometown, Lynn.
Oh, Lynn Auditorium.
Paul Anka.
Paul Anka was there
yeah.
not too long ago.
Yep, Paul Anka goes.
Well, you know, Leominster High School holds almost 1,000 people.
Ooh, they
so
should
we
do
could
that.
do.
Host concert.
We
Yeah,
could
host
do,
concert.
we could
Cool.
do
You
those
get the older
concerts.
bands. Get the older bands.
Yep.
Atlanta Rhythm Section's coming.
Oh, I'd go see that.
We saw Tower of Power.
Yep.
Average White Band was in their 70s, and I think they outdid Tower of Power. Tower of Power was really good, but Average White Band, I couldn't believe it. They go, yeah, we're at 71.
Boom,
I'm
boom,
72.
boom, boom.
It's like, holy God.
Boom, boom,
you know.
boom, boom.
You know who's been getting a lot of those old bands is Epcot. So when they do the
Yeah.
different times of the year,
Yeah,
they'll
yeah.
have.
Well, they're trying to. Well, every commercial. I don't care if it's a car commercial, what it is. Every commercial is some old dance music, some old disco
That's true.
song,
That's-
some old,
that's so true.
Tavares or somebody. It's never a brand new song that you can.
Do you like
identify
Saturday
with.
Night Fever? I mean, I did, you know, because
Yeah, I mean, all the
it was
music
so
was
Italian.
good. Well, Tavares was from what, Rhode Island, and he was all.
Tavares, I thought was Revere. Haven't
No,
looked that
those
up.
guys were from.
I've never even heard of that
Revere.
person.
Tavares?
No.
Heaven Must Be Missing
Heaven
an Angel?
must be missing an angel. You know, some of these bands together, but there's like one person left. But that's okay because sometimes it's their kid. Sometimes they have a couple kids in the band
Yeah,
with them, so
yeah.
it's fun. We took Stephanie. The big thing was New Kids on the Block. We had Dad cheapoed out on the tickets. We ended
Oh
up at
my
the worst
God.
tickets possible. We get
Oh
there,
my
we
God.
climb all the way to the top of the thing.
God.
Stephanie says, "Dad, I forgot my glasses."
And we saw their backs. I remember that.
Yeah, I
Someday
cheapoed
I'll go
out.
see them again, and it'll like be a full circle moment. But
Yeah, but they'll
it's
be-
on my list. Oh,
they'll be like
they're already like pushing
79
60 at
years
this point.
old,
I know.
Yeah.
They do
My-
like cruises and stuff now. They
Yeah,
have
My
it's
a huge
amazing.
favorite girl.
fan base.
If the musicians age properly and they're not into the sex, drugs, and rock and roll, then they could,
Yeah.
look at Eric Clapton, 78. He's still doing concerts. 78.
I want to see Steve Winwood.
Steve Winwood is
Like,
very talented.
I really want to see him. I've heard. I also try to look if they're still good. Like, have you heard Frankie Valli lately?
No.
Yeah, but
I
that's-
heard.
I mean, I know he's super old, but
That's just to go see him. Is the
Yeah.
whole point is
I don't know
look
how
it's-
good he is because I know someone went. I'd have to find out because I go see him. That's definitely
Just to see him,
That's,
that's
so
one thing.
Italian. That's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Italian.
During the COVID,
Yeah.
one of the newspapers in New York City interviewed, and they called him and get him on the phone and said, "Frankie, how's it going?" He said, "Good." He says, "I'm going crazy." He said, "I can't wait to get on tour again." He's like
amazing?
on tour. He's like 85
Yeah.
years old on tour. Where you going, buddy?
Yeah.
But they go out there, and Jay Black from the American. I mean,
Jay
that
Americans,
guy
yeah.
could sing.
They're at City Hall too.
He could sing.
Really?
He could sing big time.
We saw Christopher Cross in.
Chris Cross?
Oh, wow.
In
I know.
Lowell.
What?
He still got it.
Yeah.
He still
Really?
got it. He did a great
Well,
job.
you got to remember a lot of technology today to, and you can,
You don't have to have-
the expectations are, I'm just here to see you, and if even you sound a little bit like you did, and just to hear your music again,
Yeah.
people are happy. Start dancing into the, everybody feels young again. 978-534-1626. And just the holiday and holy day of Christmas just around the corner.
Yep.
But we'll be here next week to talk about New Year's. And tonight we're just talking about traditions and anything that comes up. And it's strange because I didn't really like the music that my father played because everything we had was
What
on.
did he used to play?
Well, we
Like
had
Al Primo?
Everybody, but it was all on the radio.
Oh, okay. That's what made it different. Yeah.
Until he brought this record home, and it was San Remo, which was a big celebration in San Remo every year, and it was the record of 1967, and it was all good music. And I thought, I was a little older, and I'm like, this is really good.
Yeah.
It's San Remo 1967. But as you get older, you start to appreciate Dean Martin and the Rat Pack.
Do songs stick with any of you? Like, I remember when I was a kid, nobody could do songs like the Ray Conniff Singers. Boy, am I old.
Right.
But you get the Firestone album.
Yeah, well, that's what I have. I had the 1965.
I mean, but I appreciate them because it's like, holy God, these guys had great voices, and you know.
The 1965 Goodyear. You go in and get tires, and it was like $1 for the album if you went and got a tire. So my father would say, "Can they put a stem in?" You know, it was like 50 cents or something to fix the stem. Can I get some free air? And they'd get you the album, and it came out one after another every year.
It was really good,
and it was all good stuff.
Yep. Andy Williams was on there, Dean Martin. You know, all these great. And I always tell people one of the most underrated voices to do Christmas songs besides Sinatra was Dean Martin.
Oh.
Dean Martin can carry that tune, you know. And
I was just thinking of Johnny Mathis because that
he had a distinctive
but he
voice.
sounds like he skips.
love-
Hey, you look a lot like
but it's such a unique
but it's
sound, and he's
It
coming
is
on
unique.
tour, and he's one that I'm like, I kind of want to see him.
Yeah, definitely.
Before, you know.
And it doesn't
get
show
up
age.
there.
It doesn't show age. It shows
Right.
how you appreciate music.
Right.
When what's his name wrote a book? What the heck was the name of it? Not Kenny Rogers, the other guy. When they sang "We Are the World," and if you didn't see them singing it,
I did.
There were voices there that were so distinct.
Yep,
that
Stevie
you're like,
Wonder.
That's
Stevie Wonder.
You knew
Stevie
exactly
Wonder.
who it was.
That's Kenny Rogers.
Yeah.
There was such distinct voices
Such
in
a
there
gathering of voices. Yeah.
that were unlike no other. Now, you know the story about Jimmy Roselli and Frank Sinatra. Jimmy Roselli, Google his music sometime and listen to Jimmy Roselli. He was really good. Jimmy Roselli, now, I don't know if I have a story 100% right, but Sinatra was intimidated by him because he felt that was his competition. So he would say to people, if Roselli plays here, I'm not playing. So you like blacklisted him from, that's one Italian doing it to the other Italian, right?
Oh my God.
So when, I think Frank Sinatra's mother was like 90, and she said, hey, I want Jimmy Roselli to sing at my birthday. So he called him up and said, hey, he says, Frank called him and said, hey, it's Frank Sinatra. He said, yeah. He says, my mother wants you to sing at his birthday. He says, he's singing at her birthday or something like that. But he did produce albums and music and stuff, and he was a talented guy.
I think Sal mentioned that at his
Oh,
concert.
he did? He
about
did.
How,
Yeah, he
how
brought it up.
talented that he was. He didn't get into the whole story, but he mentioned the name. Like, he did a lot of big band tributes, which I think a lot of people should listen to more. It's just such, you know, if you appreciate music, there's all kinds of genre of music you can get into. You can't get locked, I'm hard rock, I'm acid rock. No, there's
so
other
much
forms,
different music.
Other forms.
The only thing I couldn't totally get into is country, and there's some country that I like. I like the old rockabilly country music kind of.
Oh.
You know, that stuff's.
See, some of it now has meaning, though.
Yeah,
like,
I don't listen.
You know
to
the
the words.
usual. My
tractor
wife left
stuck
me.
in the mud.
Wife left me. Tractor stuck in the mud. My dog died, and I'm divorced. You know, it's like. But now it's more meaningful.
No, I know. But I don't listen to the words. I just listen to the music, and so you can only listen to so much. But I scan. The other thing that my daughter doesn't tell you is that that all my kids and my grandkids listen to old radio shows.
That was where I was going with that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
They all listen to it. They all drive to Florida and stop in Savannah, Georgia. You know what I'm saying?
love
I mean,
it.
Yeah.
they're all those.
Oh, I love it.
They're all
son,
those. They're all those things that you hate to do, but you end up loving doing them later on.
See, I love radio. I think radio's great. Everybody else says radio's dying. That's why I love doing stuff at WLPZ. I think it's great. But, you know, I got to go back. I got to bag. What?
Look at like audio books now. Like
Yeah.
you don't even have to read a book. So like I'm actually confused as to why like that old time radio kind of setup isn't more popular. Because you have
should be.
characters.
It should
I don't
be.
get how it's not. Like, I mean, it's almost 100 years now since. I mean, almost. What was it? The 30s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so-
Fibber
The old
McGee,
radio,
Molly,
Right.
the
so
old
that's-
radio was great.
Gildersleeve, and all that.
It's so great because you listen to like the commercials about like the war bonds. And,
Oh God, yeah,
and, like,
it's so cool.
And the commercials
It
about
brings you
cleaning the
back.
floors, and it's like
Yeah, spick and span. Yeah, all
and it's
that
always
stuff.
like it's super.
Go on radio. The three of us go on radio.
The three of us.
Three of us go on the radio.
Eeny, meeny,
But
miny,
radio's. But then you could do all old stuff and bring in the old
That's
commercials.
someday, I hope.
Someone did that once on cable. I can't think of what station did it. And they played old commercials. I think that's great.
That would be cool.
You know, Carl Pemerini, that was the executive director
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
You know, we had a conversation when cable started to go digital. And I said, Carl, you know what? Because digital, you could go 0.00001, 0.00, you could go 1,000,000.002, right?
Yeah.
I said, eventually, there'll be a TV show for everybody that has any interest. So if you
True.
like fly fishing, you'll be able to turn on the channel and watch fly fishing, right? If you like anything, cooking, anything you want. Well, it's a little bit different because cable didn't really go that way.
Right.
But
Cable
YouTube
didn't.
did, and some of these other groups went.
TikTok.
So TikTok.
Yeah.
And I said, Carl, this is amazing what we're going to be able to. So if you like watching somebody build dooghouses, you're
Yeah,
going to be able
right.
to dial
You
it
can
up,
find
watch
it.
somebody
You can
watching it
find it,
building
yeah.
a doghouse, right? Or somebody cooking fish or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Well, the cable didn't really do that to someone. It's all these other kind of, you know, YouTube and TikTok and all that. They're the ones that ended up, you know, doing this stuff.
But I like the aspect of cable, like what you do. People wait for it and people watch it. And
Yeah.
depending on the guests they have, they learn a lot. And it's more down to earth. And it's not so much vanilla, but it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
And again, who Stephanie is, and Superman Dean, and Superboy Jerry. You know, people get to know who we are and what we talk about.
Right.
But it's like real conversation. It's not scripted. Like when I run my Zoom, you run my Zoom, Mom?
Yeah.
And it's all from the heart. People go, where do you get all these questions? I go, it's all in here and it's all up here.
It just
But
comes
it's
out.
real and people want to listen
it's
to it.
organic is what they call it now.
and the people make it,
Organic.
not the networks.
Right,
You
right.
know?
What's
Right.
his name was like the best at the interview. What was his name there?
Oh, the Inside the Actor Studio.
No, what the heck is his name? He just passed away.
Not
Gilbert
Regis.
Godfrey. He used to have he had the best interviews on his podcast. The best.
The Affleck
Actually,
guy.
And
yeah,
he passed
he was-
away. But
The Affleck guy.
he would
Affleck, him.
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
would
him.
he
Who
would
was
end
he
up
on with,
he
though?
would end up having people that did interviews with millions of other interviews, never talking about some of the things that he would get them to talk about. He was that good about it. All right, let's go. Let's see what's popping here. Since I have them two here,
Yeah.
generationally, let's
Wow.
see what's popping. This will tell you whether or
I
not
know what's popping.
how in touch you are with generation.
Z.
Here we go.
Oh, boy.
What's popping? All right, here we go. December 14th, baseball's biggest star. Antani signs a $700 million deal with the
yeah,
LA
that's right.
Dodgers. Can you believe it? $700 million.
What is it?
And Ted Williams was out there working weekends, driving
is?
bus. December 17th, right? Lovato announces engagement to Jordan Lutz after 1 year of dating. You think that's long enough back there, Mia? 1 year of dating? Not enough? Well, how long? 2 years? 3? 3 years of dating. Because love conquers everything at the beginning, but you've got to get through that. All right. So let's see, on December 19th, this is like big time news if you're Generation Z here, right? X, Y, and Z. And it's Chamalet's Wonka Tops Box. Is this the third version of Willy Wonka?
Timothy Chalamet.
Chalamet, okay. Is that the third version of this thing?
Yes.
Because nothing beats the first.
Right, you can't copy.
I know, but
I don't like
it's an
that.
anniversary, and 39 million. Taylor Swift blew that off in like a day, let alone the first
looks
week.
amazing.
I mean, she killed
It
it.
is. Yeah,
So
but
39.
still,
They did
I like the
39
original.
million.
Yeah.
Well, what else can you go watch at the movies right now? So they timed it perfectly, right around the holidays, and there's nothing else to go to the movies to watch. So good timing. And is it Mickey Minja ends Taylor Swift's
Nicki
winning streak?
Minaj, even I
Nicki
know that.
Minaj. Okay, I can't
Even I
see
know
that
that.
good because this
Well,
letter is. I feel like I'm at the eye doctor.
That's right, we're way ahead of help.
I can't see it. Winning streak with the new album Pink Friday too.
Okay.
All right, so I'm okay with that. Taylor Swift is okay with it too. She's only made about. She was only responsible for helping to stimulate the stock market this year. Imagine that.
Yeah.
1.1 billion.
Billion. All right,
Wow.
let's go to Billboard's top 100. All I want for now. This is an atrocity as far as I'm concerned.
That's a
This
Christmas.
It's the best one. Sorry.
This
the
is
best
like
one.
insane. Bing Crosby should be up there. Andy Williams should be up
okay.
there. There's so many other people. Dean Martin.
Last
And
Christmas don't
she's
belong in the
number
top
one.
10.
No.
If I hear that song one more time, All I Want for Christmas Is You, Rocking Around the Christmas. Same thing, Brenda Lee. Brenda Lee finally made it, but geez, I mean, it's on
Alone.
every 10 seconds. Jingle Bell Rock. Last Christmas is number 4. A Holly Jolly Christmas. Yeah, Bert Ives belongs up there.
Bert Ives,
he
Bert Ives,
is
yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
It's the most wonderful year. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
That's a
with
great.
Andy
That was
Williams.
from the album.
Sleigh Ride,
Yep.
right? Let's see, Let It Snow, Let It Snow with Dean Martin.
Dean Martin,
Underneath
yep.
the Tree with Kelly Clarkson
heard
and
that.
Felice
No, I didn't
Napolitano
know that.
by
Underneath
the
Jose
Tree?
Falucci. Did you hear what I did? You didn't hear that.
Go ahead.
Felice Napolitana.
Well, yeah, Napolitano.
You see that?
Good.
You see how I did that? Feliz Navidad. And then I said to all the
like Mike
Latino
Rance.
ladies that work at City Hall, I said, but I got you one up on top here. And they said, what do you mean? I said, Feliz Napolitana, right? So here we go. If you can lower that a little, I can read it because the time is up top and I can't. What does that say?
Oh,
This is the hot chocolate.
All right. Did you know there's a name of a
These are the three
Group?
most popular hot chocolates right now.
All right. So these are the most popular.
Yep.
One is called Land O'Lakes.
Is this like official tape? Is this a taste
Good,
test?
kind of like organic though. Is this the healthy version?
Lino Lakes can't, is it?
It's very
No,
chocolate.
not Lino Lakes now.
No, it's very chocolatey and it doesn't have a lot of salt. I noticed in hot chocolate lately they put a lot of salt.
Sea
And I
salt.
don't know
Caramel
why
sea
because
salt.
this is
Oh,
called
sea
hot
salt.
chocolate.
That's
This is called
We're going out.
Nestle.
Nestle's.
My father's call it Nestles, yes.
Chalky.
I don't know, he took a second sip.
It's good.
He
It's
didn't
good.
hold
And
his
not bad.
hand.
Again, it's not bad. Is this Swiss Miss?
It's the number one.
Now, I know number 1 is Swiss Miss, but I think it's a little salty. I drink it, but it's good. But you put marshmallows in it.
Yeah, you
They
need
even
the
put
marshmallow.
salt.
That's their big gimmick.
Listen, they even
Yeah.
put salt in marshmallows now.
Yeah,
Why would
yeah.
you? So that's why everybody's unhealthy now. There's
That's
salt
right.
and sugar and everything.
And marshmallows are not exactly the best thing for you. What happened to the hot cocoa? We used to have the hot cocoa. That's what we used to
the
have.
kind you put milk in it.
You
and
put the milk in and that's
you
it.
put the
You don't
Hershey
need the
in
whipped
it.
cream. You don't need anything. It was
All
that
right,
good.
what else do we got? I want to see how
Message from Italy.
yeah.
the message from Italy. We got good.
Christmas is celebrated differently depending on the region. In southern Italy, we have both dinner on Christmas Eve and lunch on December 25 in the company of relatives. However, in the north, especially where I come from, it is usual to celebrate Christmas only on the 25th with the relatives. We eat typical local dishes such as, in my case, pasticcio, a kind of revised lasagna, or mushroom risotto, grilled meat with potatoes. For dessert, we have tiramisu. In southern Italy, however, they prefer other types of food based on fish, for example, spaghetti with clams, fried fish and mussels, etc. After eating, the board games moment begins where we all gather to play together. And the morning on the 25th is the time when everyone gathers to open the Christmas presents that are said to be left to us by Santa Claus.
Sporty. And where did you get that, Mia? Is that another one of your friends? It is.
Yeah.
She's got friends from all over the world. You're like a
Nice.
walking United Nations. Huh? She does. She has friends. Jerry, she has friends. Last week, was that from Tokyo and England? I'm kidding.
Spain.
I'm kidding. Spain last week. I'm kidding. She has friends from like everywhere.
That's nice. Oh,
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
You know why? So she can go
She
over
can
their house
travel and visit,
have
right?
She can travel and have a place to stay, and she gets to eat well.
Boost your ratings. They'll say, "Wow, this Dean has all."
She
these
doesn't want to
different
come
people."
on. I've asked her if she wants. She won't even talk on the microphone. She would just about wave, and then she runs and hides. All right, let's go. The next one is this. Is this the best movie kind of thing?
It's you decide whether or not these are Christmas movies. They're considered alternative.
Oh,
Christmas
okay.
movies.
Are you going to put something, a graphic up or not?
Oh,
yay or
I see.
nay?
We'll
No.
decide.
Okay, so here goes. Yay or nay? Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Nay.
I say it's a good movie. So
It's
right
more
around
Thanksgiving. It leans on Thanksgiving
right
more.
around-
It gets into Christmas, but there's no Christmas.
right around
message
11
yet.
o'clock at night if you're
Yeah.
still up. On
It's a great
Christmas.
movie. It's a great movie.
Good holiday.
I don't want to hear another Christmas song. I don't want to hear another holiday song. Let's watch Planes,
All we want
Trains.
for Christmas is
What's his
you.
name?
Sorry.
DeVito.
Yeah.
Is that DeVito in that movie?
John
John
Candy.
Candy
Oh, yeah.
and Steve Martin.
Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Steve Martin did a great role. He was such an a-hole. I could say that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think one of the best movies is the Tommy Boy. It
Oh,
has
Tommy
to
Boy's
be
hilarious.
One of the most
Funniest.
the best
Quotable
Yeah.
movies
Yeah.
too.
movies
That
in
quote
the
was
world.
right. Yeah.
Right.
All right,
Okay.
next.
While you were sleeping, I know that's a holiday. Yeah, I'm
Christmas
okay
on
with it.
Christmas.
Okay.
Christmas Eve and Christmas.
That's with
Trading
Sandra
Places. Trading Places is another one
That
on 12
is.
o'clock
That
at
takes place on
night.
Christmas.
Yeah.
It's on Christmas, but it's not a Christmas movie.
It's like I can't watch anymore of that.
It's just Eddie Murphy
It's a
and
Wonderful
Dan
Life
Aykroyd,
anymore.
you know.
Christmas
Mary,
Story.
Mary, I can't watch it anymore. Eddie
Places.
Scissorhands. Yes.
Oh.
It's traditional to sit around the TV set and watch Eddie
Wow.
Scissorhands.
Snow to California.
That's right.
All right. How about the Chronicles of Narnia?
Yeah.
The Lion, the
I never
Witch.
seen
First
it.
one, Santa brings them their weapons.
So
Santa makes one.
I don't know this necessarily. Well,
Sounds like a mafia movie.
Yeah.
the Chronicles of Narnia is kind of a religious.
It is. It's very religious.
So
yes.
I guess it's okay.
Santa shows up in a sleigh and brings them a sword
Yeah.
and a bow and arrow.
Well, I mean,
Yep.
what do you get from somebody that like? What do you get to somebody that has everything?
That's right. That's right.
Sword.
That's
Give
right.
children weapons, definitely.
The Gremlins? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Gremlins.
that one's a Christmas movie.
Batman Returns? No.
No.
Yeah, it takes place on Christmas.
I don't
It
care.
does,
Batman
but-
is sacred. Batman is sacred.
Batman Returns.
He needs his own day.
DeVito one, yeah.
It needs to be.
Yeah.
Die Hard?
I was just gonna say that.
Oh, Die Hard.
Die
I saw a picture of him the other day, and he's got the glasses on.
Yeah.
He still looks the
still looks
same.
good.
Like, he must not eat.
I gotta say.
He can't have. You know what? When I see skinny people, I always think to myself, their mothers must have been horrible cooks.
That's exactly.
No, really.
What we say. Yep. That's what my
I
mother
say to
would
myself, like,
That's
my
what
mother would see
I'm
a
sure
girl I
that's-
was dating. She'd be like, "Look at her.
there's nothing to her.
You're
She
not
don't
eating.
eat.
There's
Yeah.
nothing to her. Did you watch? And then they watch him eat. They're like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they watch
she didn't
me
eat
big time.
anything.
She
Put it in
had
your
2
pocket.
spoonfuls of spaghetti. That's all.
That's it. Didn't even eat 6 meatballs or anything. All right. How about Harry Potter's movies? I think
Oh,
so.
yeah.
First four.
Yeah.
Well, I fell
The
asleep.
best soundtrack too in the Christmas time at Hogwarts, I think specifically.
The
is
only,
like
the only
such a
thing I
good
can
song.
remember out of any of those movies is when he's living underneath the staircase. that's the,
Only
that's the
because
best
you wish
part.
you could have a place just like that. Because
Yeah,
I feel like
definitely, that'd be
he
great.
would love that.
Hey, you want to hear the best one? Today they had the best movies. That Fortune magazine listed the best holiday
Like,
movies.
oh.
Candy Cane Lane was in there.
It's
horrible.
It's good.
It is one of the
No.
worst movies I've
I
ever
don't agree.
I
seen.
just watched part of it last night.
Yeah,
and I-
'cause you
it
couldn't
was-
take it.
It was getting
It was
there.
that bad.
It had-
Getting there, that's not good for a movie to get
I
there.
couldn't
Yeah, but
finish it 'cause it was too late,
It's a
but-
Wonderful Life. It
What's
beat
a Wonderful Life
all
should be
these-
number one.
It
Should be
beat
number
all
one.
these excellent movies.
It's a great movie.
Family Guy, not Family Guy, The Family Man is a really good Christmas
Trading,
one.
some other trading places things, but
What was in the list?
It's a
Wonderful
Fortune
Life.
magazine.
Yeah.
It-
Was White Christmas in
Yeah, they kind of gave it like number 79 or something. You know?
What?
And, yeah, it was.
Oh, my
I'm like,
God.
what?
I
Wait,
feel like
who's
we-
watching this stuff now? You know? And they were saying how many people watched it, and I thought, well, maybe generationally, people don't know what It's a Wonderful Life is. We
gotta
got 5
watch
minutes left. Let's go to the. Okay, in Love Actually. Anything else under It's Poppin'?
There's one more slide.
All right, let's do one more slide, kids. Let's see how cool are you, Jerry Caruso?
More hip than a G.
The word of the day is lit.
Yeah.
Is that when you've drank too much alcohol?
I feel like that word's actually.
That used to be the
it's
term,
a little
Mia.
outdated, I feel like, even now.
Lit.
That's lit.
That describes things that
Yeah,
are really
awesome,
awesome.
really cool.
Yeah.
Do you
That's
know where
lit.
the word wicked was? Now, Laquadaire from WBCN used to
Charles
say,
Laquadaire, yep.
he used to say all the time, Charles Laquadaire used to say all the time, the word wicked was invented in Leominster.
What?
Really?
Yes. He would always kid around and say, yeah, Leominster, so wicked cool. Every other word was wicked, wicked, wicked. So lit means something that's really awesome and really cool. That's the way.
Yeah.
Now, what about brick? Is it brick out today?
No.
It's cold out today. It's brick.
Is it?
It's
warm when I
cold.
got here.
Well, look at you. You're dressed up with 7 sweaters, earmuffs,
This is not cold.
and hot chocolate. All right, let's go to the pictures of the week.
Lit.
In the meantime, I'll tell you.
That's not-
I'll tell you that the inauguration is coming up January 2nd at 6 o'clock.
Nice.
At bell ringers will be at Pilgrim Church on the 7th at 7 o'clock. I will tell you that tonight, if you have time, over at the Doyle Reservation will be they're going to do a little trail walk through the woods up there for the solstice, and and so
It's going to be solstice for the solstice.
and now let me just tell you that coming up at the end of January is the coffee crawl. So if there's a place you go to get coffee,
No kidding.
urge them to get involved, and then God Mania's at the end of the month. So let's look at. Let me go to pictures of the week. I'm sorry, everybody, but is this a picture of the week? I can't tell. Yeah. All right, pictures of the week. Thank you to Totom 10. They're a repair and sales bicycle place up there at Appleseeds Plaza. They donated all those bikes in the back.
Nice.
All those are going to go to kids. And they, you know how you could tell? When they started doing this, it was Gene at Gearworks. I remember the first time we did it, there was so much snow on the ground, and that Christmas Day, there was this kid flying around on a bicycle. It was one of the ones they donated in the snow. He was so excited. Great voices from Leominster High School Chorus came and serenaded us yesterday. It was really nice. Everybody came out. It was excellent. 27 Nashua Street sold for baseball equipment manufacturer over there at the old UC Press. 3.47 inches of rain this week, as if we really needed it, right?
Yeah.
And police station certification of completion is signed. And that was really popular on Facebook this week.
Yes,
I was
it
like,
was.
I didn't think it was
It
like a big deal. I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's sign this thing and show people that we're almost done here.
Going to take care of the police.
There you
I'll
go.
say.
And Samoset Winter Concert, great job by all. They were excellent. The wonderful sounds of the Colonial Band, another packed house. The Montezuma Corral had a packed house, and we thought, Jesus, this is synonymous with everything that's going to happen during the holidays? Yes, the Winter Stroll was a huge hit. Every concert was a hit, and the Colonial Band, I think close to 300 people inside the auditorium. And as you know, Poinsettia returns in front of Allen's. Stop down. Before we start taking it all apart, stop down and take some pictures in front of the sleighs that we have there. We went up and did the wreaths across America, and every veteran gets a wreath.
Awesome.
And it's quite a thing. So many people showed up, Jerry. Wow. We were out of there in a half hour. Wow. That's how many people showed up.
I had one of the guys that ran it on my show.
It's incredibly organized. And look at, happy birthday, December 10th, to Mr. Louis Charpentier, or AKA Mr. Christmas. And there you are.
Nice.
See?
How old would he be?
Oh, jeez. 109 or something.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, thank you. They're back there, the whole crew there. They do a wonderful job.
They're
Happy
great.
holiday and a
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Scott. Same to you and your family.
Yeah,
and
Merry
thanks for
Christmas.
coming in. I didn't know whether we would have a show. And Jerry and Stephanie, thanks for coming in. And get your 7 fishes lined up. Everybody's got a tradition. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
You know, some people do. Remember, Stephanie, we used to do the Yankee swap?
Yeah.
And it was always a picture of my ex's.
Oh, yeah.
It was this horrible picture. Everybody looked terrible. And every year, this thing surfaced.
Yep.
Every year, this thing
But
surfaced.
it would change forms. Like, you
Yes.
would never know it was the picture.
Right, they would
Until
masquerade
you-
in a bigger box
Yeah.
and a smaller box. So yes, have fun. Those are the things that are important. Once it all, this is a wild, fast-paced world that we live in, and it
Yeah.
all slows down. Remember
Slow
the
down for
reason
Christmas, yeah.
for the season, and get together and have some fun. All right, ciao, as they say.
Buon
Good night.
Natale.
Good night. God bless you. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. Thanks for showing up. Good night.
We showed up.
36 seconds over.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank, create success, enterprisebanking.com.
This is LTV.